Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to another episode here of Underground Sound for the new term. Noah misinterpreted the schedule that was put out to him, so he put off all his homework for today, not realizing we had a show today. So kudos to him for that. So today we're just going to be spending a lot of time listening to some great music, and I might be having a guest showing up shortly, so we'll see how that turns out. Plan still in the work, but stay tuned. But for listening purposes, we have Bank Robber by Collaborate. All right, so next up, we have a song by the Flatbush Zombies. Now, they are actually doing quite well. They are very good friends with Pro Era and my personal favorite, Joey B. Obviously, out of almost the exact same borough, lived really just a few streets down from them. And they had an album actually last year titled Vacation in Hell. Incredibly underrated album since it was so great. And for some reason, although it did very well sales-wise and fans loved it and it got pretty popular, it didn't really make anyone's like top 50 albums of the year lists or anything like that. It got no recognition. I was surprised to see absolutely zero Grammy nominations, completely just no recognition, which is a bit of a shame because it was a really good album. And the song in particular that I thought was truly the standout was You and I by Dia. And that is the one we are going to play for you here today. Once again, Flatbush Zombies and their song You and I. All right, and we are back, and my guest did in fact make it. Well, I'll let you introduce yourself.
What's up, ladies and gents? My name's Joe, here with Emerson. I do actually have my own show. But due to my own error, it's not going to be airing anytime soon. That's What the Heck Am I Listening To, for those of you that know it. But yeah, that'll be up and running sometime soon, but it's good to be here. Yeah.
Awesome. I'm sorry to hear about your show, though. I didn't know that.
No, that's all right, man. It's my own bad. Definitely just didn't see the form to fill out.
Oh, no.
That's all right. That's all right. Yeah.
Gotcha. Is your thing on?
Definitely was not on.
State your name for the listeners. He went on a bit of a rant. That must have sounded weird.
Oh my goodness!
I'm not editing that out. By the way.
We've all been there. All right, my name's Joe. Hi, I have my own radio show. It's called What the Heck Am I Listening To? It's on. It's usually on at 8 to 9 on Sundays, but not anymore. We're gonna change that up. But now I'm here with Emerson. And we're going to have a blast talking about, I don't even know.
Well, we're going to start with Tekashi 6ix9ine. Now, you said you were ready to give your opinion on him, so I'll let you talk first. What are you kind of up to date with him on, or just anything in general?
All I know about this man is that he's got some crazy hair, and he's done some stupid stuff.
He's done a lot of stupid stuff. That's well said. But yeah, so recently, well... Yeah, this story kind of goes flip-flop. It goes around. But a few weeks ago, he was arrested along with his entire gang that he likes to affiliate himself with. And they were all arrested on 10 different charges, drugs, gun theft, just about every little thing you can imagine. And since he was already, he'd already been in the system, I believe, and since it was just so many accounts... he was looking at a 47-year minimum in prison.
Whew, that guy better not drop the soap. He's going to be there for a minute.
Well, that's the interesting part about this story, is that the police essentially told him that if you cooperate with us, we can lower that sentence.
Oof.
He essentially cooperated, and it is now rumored that he will be getting out around January, this upcoming January. So
you heard that, folks. January, new album drop.
That's what I said. He went from 47 years to a handful of months. I mean, that's impressive. So obviously, everyone's now calling him Snitch 9, telling him snitches get stitches.
Oof.
But what a lot of people forget about is that about a month before these first arrests took place, his own gang members were allegedly attempted to murder 6ix9ine. There was a few audio files of telephone conversations of them saying that there was something they had to do about Tekashi, speaking obviously cryptically, but enough that anyone listening in would assume that something might be going down. So
Dang.
the question. So what I want to get your opinion on is this snitching something you would do? Is it even snitching if it's on people that attempted to murder you just a few weeks prior?
I don't know, man. I mean, I do agree that snitches should get stitches. I'm honestly, I'm so out of that world. Like, I can't even imagine like people murdering each other, gangs and stuff like that. That's wild. I'd say the guy should stick to the music game, but let's be honest, his music is kind of crap.
It's interesting. It's interesting music.
I'm not a fan. Yeah, I shouldn't say it's crap. Some people like crap. I shouldn't have said it like that. Yeah, no, I just can't even imagine that type of stuff. So, I guess you live and you learn.
Yeah, that
you get
is
some stitches. You remember when you snitched and how you got the stitches, and then you don't get stitches anymore.
It's an interesting topic. I wanted to bring it up since Noah here, my co-host, was not making it, because every time I try to talk 6ix9ine with him, he immediately gets into a rant on how horrible of a person 6ix9ine is. Which, to an extent, yes, but come on, it's news, it's music.
Yeah, I don't really get wrapped up in these people's personal lives. I mostly just stick to the music side of it. If he's good at it, he's good at it. I don't listen to him though, so he can do what he wants, but don't murder anybody. Obviously, that's messed up.
Well, yeah, I mean, I think that's why they kind of took to 6ix9ine to essentially get information from, was because I think for the most part he was really just an accomplice to almost all the allegations and things that they were charged of.
That's some wild stuff.
So yeah, I don't believe 6ix9ine himself did anything too crazy, but definitely wrapped up in it. And well, he's not paying too much of a price now. If he does get out as soon as people are estimating.
Wild stuff.
That is wild. Yeah, but so you separate the music from the artist for the most part?
Yeah, I try to.
Try to.
Yeah, same thing with Drake.
Same thing with Drake. Okay.
Creative guy. I don't really know if he writes his rhymes anymore. I don't know.
I don't think he does. Too many people are calling him out. I can't believe it. But
yeah.
Let's stick with that though. I have very strong opinions towards Drake. Personally, I'm not a fan, but that's interesting. So you don't have a problem with him potentially having ghostwriters though?
I don't know.
You don't know?
Yeah, no, I do have a problem with that, because then it's just an image.
So you just need proof.
It takes the soul out of the music.
I agree.
You're not writing your raps, then what are you doing? You're doing something wrong.
I usually like this. I'm trying to save this conversation for another time, but yeah, I agree. I think when you just don't have it's hard to really feel invested to the emotion in the song when you yourself didn't write it.
Yeah.
And I understand to a point where sometimes you just need help to get that emotion out of you. But if it's just straight, like you're not even giving them, like if it's ghostwriter, you're not even giving them the props for helping you. Like that just, to me, you're not giving people the recognition they deserve. And you're right, it takes kind of the authenticity out of it and just doesn't feel as authentic as music should be, at least in my opinion.
Yeah, I mean, like Kanye does stuff, and he'll have people write for him. Like, I don't know, I feel like I heard like J. Cole wrote something for him. Maybe not J. Cole, but he like attributes it to him in the song. He's like, they wrote this, I was on the beat, Just as long as you have some creative role in the music making process and you give everybody's credit where credit's due, that's where you shine.
I completely agree. Kanye, I think, is a great example of how to not write your music but still do it in an authentic way. I mean, because as you mentioned, other people write his music. I know a few people off the top of my head: Consequence, Sci-Hi the Prince, Rhyme Fest. These are all notable lyricists because they were attributed to Kanye's music and lyrics. Mm-hmm. And you don't have that with Drake. It's almost like he's hoarding all of that to himself. I just don't get into it much at all for myself.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see what else.
God's Plan.
I did like that song and music.
Tootin'.
What about R. Kelly? 2 more women have come forward. Saying that he abused them, and I didn't look into details, but I just saw that there's
Kelly
even more.
Can go screw himself.
I think he deserves the 47-year minimum.
Yeah, not a great guy. Not a great guy.
A lot of stuff.
I advise everybody to go watch the Dave Chappelle R. Kelly.
Oh,
but go watch that. That's some funny stuff.
That is some funny stuff. I would definitely agree with you on there. But so back to your separating art from artists. Can you still listen to R. Kelly music? Because I was never really a huge fan in the first place.
Can I still listen to it? The question should be, did I listen to it ever? Which is no, I
No.
did not.
Okay.
I was never an R. Kelly fan. So yeah.
Yeah, I never really got into him. Obviously, I knew I Could Believe You Can. I Believe I Can Fly. Remix to Ignition, of course, not the original. Who listens to that? But yeah,
I don't even know the song.
But yeah, like I never got big into him, and it's just so when all this stuff came out, it just was really easy for me to be against him. But I can definitely see as someone who spent a lot of their life listening, that could be a very difficult dilemma to be in.
Oh yeah.
So that's tough. But we're going to take a short break. In fact, 2 minutes and 40 seconds, and we're going to dive into...
Don't touch that dial, folks. Swear to God.
These guys are ready for air.
Oh my gosh.
We're going to play...
Coming in guns a-blazing.
We're going to play Lost Arts by Le Orange.
Oh, Le Orange. Yeah, Le of 'em. That's right.
All right, so next up, we're going to talk about 50 Cent. Now, 50 Cent here, there was a retired police chief, I believe, that had previously, or just a few weeks ago, admitted to, at one point, giving his police officers, telling them to shoot 50 Cent on sight. And somehow, 50 Cent was never shot on sight.
Probably because real G's move in silence like lasagna.
There you go. Another great line by Lil Wayne there.
Yep.
But yeah, so 50 Cent somehow avoided the manhunt that was on his head. And not to mention that he has been shot, I believe, 12 times. I think 4 of those were shot while he was in a car and then drove himself to the hospital.
What?
And has been stabbed twice, and yet he is somehow still a millionaire, still at the top, smiling, and as enjoyable of a life. I mean, he's still got his TV show, I believe.
What TV show?
I believe it's Power. I think that show's still running.
Never heard of it.
Well, he's got it, and he is still doing incredible. I mean, honestly, when I heard this story, it just kind of really made me think, like, is there anything that can kill this man? Like,
who knows?
What has not happened to him? I mean, literally, the government has had a price on his head, and now nothing. Just it couldn't do it. What
was it? I mean, was it the government? Or was it some small town?
It was just a small town like thing, but still, like that's
crazy.
That is crazy. What are your thoughts on 50 Cent, though? Do you listen to his music much? He's kind of an interesting one because a lot of people like him, but a lot of people think he's kind of too pop-y. And
what's the song that goes like bum ba ba na da na da na da na? You know that one?
I've listened to like his entire discography, and I don't know which one.
What?
I'm like, what?
What? All right, I have that song saved. That's
bring it
50
up.
Cent. I will bring it up. Yeah, I like 50 Cent as an artist. I think he's pretty cool. I was watching that. He was on like Jimmy Kimmel or something, and they had him do a bit where he was like out talking to people on the streets. Or they were asking people on the streets like, who's your favorite artist, like, or one of the greatest rappers of all time, and they kept asking people, expecting them to say like 50 Cent is one of them, like giving them a bone, and nobody for like the entire thing is like naming off of the Eminem, Biggie, like, and 50 Cent standing behind this door going, what? Like, why is nobody saying my name? And then finally the last guy, he like lists off all these other people, and then he goes, oh, and 50 Cent, and 50 Cent busts out, and he goes, yeah.
I think that's a pretty good representation, though, of like rap fan base. Because people don't really seem to be fans of him. I'm not saying he has like a backlash or haters, but like it seems like he's just not really well received. As like time didn't really age too great with him, at least with his fan base. It's interesting. It's
that, or he didn't age well as a rapper. I mean, because you see people like Ice Cube who are like releasing. They had their heyday.
Mm-hmm.
They were releasing a ton of great songs and albums, and then they just didn't get they didn't keep up with the times with triplets, with all this stuff that's like in music now that you hear, that's like making people bounce, and like I don't know. I think just staying kept up with like the way music's going, he hasn't done that. Like 50 Cent just released an album. It was okay.
Which one is that? Do you remember? The last one I listened by him was Animal
did I say
Ambition.
50 Cent or did I?
Yeah.
Oh, I meant Ice Cube.
Oh,
Ice
gotcha.
Cube just released an album.
Yeah, I didn't listen to that.
It was all right.
But yeah, I do agree. I mean, I think 50 Cent does fall into that of kind of like not changing or not adapting. Because, yeah, I mean, I think Get Rich or Die Trying is one of the greatest rap albums of all time. I think his Get Rich or Die Trying actually movie soundtrack is fantastic. But I think what really happened when you got into his later albums, such as Animal Ambition, which came out 2 years ago, maybe 3, I think, it really just wasn't the same, you know? Wasn't as good. Did you find the song?
No.
He's still looking.
Yeah, wait. Nope, definitely not. Patiently Waiting.
Patiently Waiting's great, and the club's great. Song. I love Hate It or Love It with him in the game.
If I can't, what a great
I can't
song.
Do it.
Homie.
Can't be done. Great stuff. Yeah, I love 50 Cent. Honestly, back when I was younger, I used to put him in my top 5 all time.
Oh, yeah?
I loved 50 Cent. But as my horizon got a little wider, I started finding slightly more talented individuals, but that is definitely no knock on 50
He's
Cent.
got that unique voice that really makes you want to listen to him.
Nobody can sound like 50 Cent.
Yeah.
Like, he just nails it.
Yeah.
And that's kind of something that bothers me, though, with other younger artists these days, is a lot of them sound like others, and it's like, why am I listening to you? Well, I could just listen to someone else.
True.
But no one's been able to mimic 50 Cent, and I think for good reason. He's just too distinct, too unique. You can't quite match it, no matter how hard you try.
Mm-hmm. But through imitation, good things are born.
That's true. A lot of good things come from copying, in a way.
Yes, for sure.
A lot of stuff like that. But all right, I just kind of wanted to mention the 50 Cent thing. I just think it's an interesting little topic, very unique thing going on there.
Oh, yeah.
And back on the 50 Cent mind, we're going to play Cake by Lloyd Banks and 50 Cent.
Ooh.
All right, so we like to talk MF Doom. Tell me, what do you like about MF Doom in particular?
Oh, MF Doom, my man. Gotta love the guy. He, for those of you who don't know him, probably the #1 underground hip-hop artist of all time, I'd say.
Completely agree.
I'd say purely lyricism. I mean, he chooses some, frankly, awful beats, just that... they're unique, but man, they're
different.
hard to listen to, like just by themselves. But you don't listen to MF Doom for his beats; you listen to him for his lyricism and his ability to tell stories. I love his music.
I love it because the more you dig into MF Doom, the more you appreciate it. He's one of those artists that you just can't stop digging with his music.
Yeah.
One thing I learned more about was digging into his features. If you ever notice, his features are all named after other Marvel characters. He has Mr. Fantastic, Tony Stark, I think Black Widow was a feature, which is like he's just naming Marvel characters. But when you realize the actual voice, he's actually renaming real life artists. Like RZA, I think, is Mr. Fantastic. That is like in the MF Doom universe, because that's the thing that's so interesting about MF Doom. He not only created an identity and kind of a character for himself, he created a whole rap universe just for his albums, just for his features, his songs. It gets really elaborate and really complicated really quickly, so I'm not going to dive into it. But it's some really cool stuff, and that's really what got me into MF Doom, was just how meticulous every little thing was.
Yeah, definitely a great artist. Yeah, him and Big L, I really like.
Big L's another interesting one. We've mentioned him, I think, once on air before. But yeah, the thing with Big L though is he just didn't have enough music out. It was just he was so short lived.
Yeah. Nah, there's a bunch of like unreleased albums that have recently come out, I think.
Oh, really?
Just, like,
I've only heard that like one mixtape.
Yeah,
I forgot what it's called.
He has a lot of stuff that's just hidden away.
I better start searching then, because I've always liked what I've heard.
Yeah, those guys are fantastic. MF Doom, he just has some really complex rhymes. Just uses a lot of different words that people don't use anymore. You're gonna hear a song up next, Figaro, and that's just listen to those lyrics and that. Wow, knock your socks off.
I agree.
I think it was him that said he's got more soul than a sock with a hole.
One of my favorite lines by him. Actually, I love that line.
Yeah. Man.
Yeah, definitely worth checking out MF Doom if you have not. But yeah, as Joseph mentioned here, we have Figaro.
Figaro.
Once again, MF Doom.
Wow, my socks are officially knocked off.
They're off, and he's still wearing shoes. It's impressive.
They are through the window, out the window, knocked.
What do we got next for us?
Oh, maybe some Big L.
Big L?
Right, Big L, man. All right, probably one of my favorite lyricists of all time. Man, oh gosh, he just sounds so great. He's got that old school vibe. The man, he was new to the scene back when he started. He was new, and he came in with his glasses on.
That's true.
And he blew everybody away.
It was like Kanye with his pink polo and backpack look. It was just a different look that no one had seen
and the
before.
broken jaw.
Yep.
Truly
Really different. All right, well, as he said, we got Big L and his song "Put It On."
Oh.
And he's out. Well said. All right, so next up is a song by Brother Ali.
My boy.
I didn't know you were a fan. Tell me about Brother Ali. What do you like? What's I guess your relationship with Brother Ali?
I shook his hand once.
Oh, were you at when he did like that speech?
It was awesome.
I'm jealous. I was there as well, but I didn't get a chance to shake his hand.
Yeah, firm handshake.
Tell us about that.
Well, I reached out my hand, he reached out his, and well, the rest is history.
That's beautiful. do you listen to a lot of his music? Because I don't listen to as much as I wish I did.
No, I don't listen to his music a lot. But I listen to some of his collaborations with R.A. the Rugged Man, if you know who that is.
I do, yeah. I haven't heard those. Haven't heard much of that. I've only heard I think one song by those two. But yeah, Brother Ali is just a very interesting guy. Something I didn't realize is that he's albino and legally blind. Do you know that?
I did.
It's like little things like that just make him that much more unique now when you listen to his music. You didn't quite catch it.
Yeah, he never looked me in the eyes. His eyes go like different directions. I mean, no offense to him. That's just how it is.
It is what it is.
Dude, I'm going to be completely honest. I'm like kind of a crappy music fan in the sense that I never know stuff about people's backgrounds. Just listen to the music, you know?
That's fine. That's totally fine. I usually when I get really into someone, I'm like, I got to know everything about this person now. Yeah. I got to know where they grew up. I got to know their middle name. I got to know their mama's name. I get really into it, but yeah, obviously music's music. You're going to enjoy it on your own. That's how it is.
Yeah.
But yeah, so Brother Ali, I think is just really interesting. Very, very uplifting music all the time. It's hard to find a depressing Brother Ali song.
Except the one where he talks about suicide.
Yeah, but like a lot of
except that one.
Except that one. But yeah, a lot of great stuff. I enjoy Brother Lee. Like we said, he came to Elon for a little event. I was there, but I didn't get a chance to shake his hand. Not as lucky as some people.
Front row, baby.
But that's awesome.
The guy was rapping. He was going off. Yeah, he didn't. I shook his hand, and then I tried to start having a conversation, but he kept talking to his manager, and I was like, "Come on, dude, I'm like a fan. I'm right in front of you. Like, have a conversation with me about hip hop. This is what I'm here to do." He kind of acted like he was like above me, which what has he done that I haven't? Come on now, nah. But he's a good performer. He's got some bars.
Yes,
sure.
Yes, he does. Yeah, he's definitely good. Some of my favorite bars come from this next song here. Which is his song Forrest Whitaker, which we will play right here. He already knows it. Look at that. Forrest Whitaker by Brother Ali, ladies and gentlemen.
You must be crazy.
All right, so we got time for one more song. What do we got?
So this next song. Oh, also funny story about that last song. Told by Brother Ali while he was here last year. He actually had a chance to meet Forrest Whitaker, and Forrest Whitaker was right there near him, and he tried to come up to him, and Forrest Whitaker totally ignored him and just went the other way, didn't even and he knew that Forrest Whitaker had heard the song. Straight up didn't say a thing to him. Funny stuff.
That is fun. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
That's funny, though. But all right, you mentioned the Avalanches. I don't know anything about them. Tell me about them.
Well, the thing is, I don't know much about them either. But they have a good song that I like. They a little bit of hip hop, a little bit of R&B mashed together. Really, really love this song. This next song, "Because I'm Me" by the Avalanches. I guess we'll just have to listen to it and give opinions after.
I guess so. We'll do that then.
All right,
Sounds
enjoy
good,
it, folks.
The Avalanches, "Because I'm Me."
Don't touch that dial. Really. Oh,
Little problems with the outro.
yeah. Artistic license. and all
Artistic
that
license,
jazz.
stuff like that. But
Great song.
First impressions on the song for myself, since I had never heard of them or listened to that song before. I really liked it. That chorus line was beautiful.
Darn tootin'.
Love it.
Oh,
Rapping was high quality. I'm definitely going to check out the Avalanches a little more
man.
because of that. But we're coming to a close here. Do you have any final thoughts? Or
Oh man, I want to thank you for having me.
I'm glad you were able to make it.
Oh man, it's always good to be on air with talking about good music.
That's true.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Great stuff. Are you going to be doing a podcast at all, WSOE?
Oh, I don't know.
You don't know?
Maybe. I mean,
Why am I asking you? You had a hard time getting a show.
all right there, bud.
He's making a podcast.
Who knows? I keep my the possibility open of having a podcast. Why not? I don't know what the heck I'd talk about, but I have opinions to give on everything. So
That's great.
So why not?
All right. Well, I guess that's going to conclude here, Underground Sound. I'm Emerson.
I'm Joe.
And Underground Sound, Noah's not with us once again, but it's all right. WSOE 89.3 Elon.